The Sussexes went viral again with a recent Netflix ad featuring a message about leadership. If this nonsense doesn't end soon, when will it end? As usual, Harry and Meghan come in second place in the latest leadership-themed Netflix commercial. Greetings, and once again, welcome to the UK royal news trend. A trailer for Harry and Meghan's new Netflix show, featuring Nelson Mandela, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and Greta Thunberg, has been released. The show will focus on inspiring leaders like these individuals. In the opening of the trailer, Harry explains that Mandela was the driving force behind making the film. After saying this, he cites Nelson Mandela, the former president of South Africa. What counts in life is not the mere fact that we've lived. To the end of the quote, Meghan adds, "It is what difference we have made in the lives of others that will determine the significance of the life we have led." The issue, however, is that they still do not comprehend. Expert on the royal family Ms. Jana told us that none of these people see themselves as leaders. What matters is the passion, commitment to a cause. The emphasis is on doing rather than leading. A large number of documentaries have been produced about Mandela, Thunberg, and Ginsburg. The series is a very easy pick. When I heard about them, I expected them to be behind the scenes making a difference, not in front of the camera presenting yet another docuseries. As an added insult, what do these two spoiled brats know about being a great leader? Neither one of them has led anything of note. A charitable organization with a significant impact? The stock market? One must have the ability to recognize a leader and refrain from criticizing others if they wish to be a leader themselves. It's not something that can be demanded, but rather something that must be earned, as the leader has demonstrated by bestowing the title. Neither of them has the resources or background to do the job. Their legacy will be the ruination of Harry's grandparents' final years, as well as the severing of ties with William and Kate, as well as William's and Kate's respective parents and siblings. Meanwhile, Mr. Phil Dampier criticized Meghan and Harry, saying they shied away from duty and responsibility and now want to lecture others on duty and responsibility. They're rapidly becoming the most hated couple in the world. They aren't in charge of anything, so don't follow them. They have trouble getting along with their own families, let alone motivating others. The expert had a lot of advice to offer but no practical experience to back it up. Leaping on the successes of others in the vain hope that their own actions will be interpreted as having a positive impact on the world around them. They just keep going and going. This will continue forever unless someone steps in to stop it. Seriously, what a disaster. There is a clear trajectory for these episodes. After a brief, 3-minute overview of the person's life, the next 2 hours will be spent comparing that person's sacrifices and struggles to the listener's own. When the show is over, you may find yourself wondering, who was the focus all along? Without her relationship with Harry, she couldn't pull this off. It breaks my heart to see him used like this. His future is looking bleak at this. Further, Netflix is trying to persuade its institutional investors that it will break even on the duo. Despite the negative impact on its bottom line, Netflix is actively promoting the growth of rival streaming services' subscriber bases. Not only do I not want to pay for it, but I also do not want to be subjected to left-wing and liberal propaganda in exchange for my money. There's no way in hell I am shocked by the precipitous drop in Netflix stock price. By the way, Harry told us that he served in the army in Afghanistan, where he was regularly targeted by rocket fire from the Taliban. And yet, when his brother yelled at him, he ran away in terror. It's strange that he lets us believe he was submissive and quiet during this exchange. I am curious how things appeared from his point of view during that conversation. He's finally starting to see that whenever his wife was cornered and couldn't lie her way out of trouble, she would immediately adopt a victim persona. Harry fabricated a narrative in which he played the role of victim and William the role of perpetrator. An easy, painless escape from a difficult circumstance. We have witnessed his temper firsthand, which has included him throwing punches, yet we are to believe that his brother was the aggressor. It had been forewarned by a member of the family that there would be no compromise on the matter. The idiots declared they would do it without consulting the palace. After being told he couldn't do it for the 100th time and still insisting he could, he eventually started yelling. I imagine I would resort to shouting if I had to persuade an adult who refused to accept reality to change his mind. When arguing with someone who won't accept reality or reason, voices tend to rise to a crescendo. If my brother had destroyed the family business, I would be outraged, too. It's easy to imagine Harry as a delicate flower. Truth haters shudder at the thought of it, but Big Brother's warnings went unheard. Every older sibling has yelled at a younger sibling when the latter got themselves into a pickle, but most of the time the younger sibling took their advice and straightened up. What Harry has done is unusual for younger brothers. They typically don't admit their mistakes to the world. And naturally, he's going to launch an assault on William right this second. Being Prince of Wales gives him authority over the multi-billion-pound Duchy of Cornwall. The money William earns is his to do with as he pleases. To put it simply, the heir and their offspring benefited financially from this. Alas, it's obviously not Harry anymore. As the heir, William is also a father. If he thinks he can guilt-trip William by saying this, he is, as usual, mistaken. Absolutely no way would I ever give him money. He has already spent a fortune on a tax on the royals. At 45, he begins receiving a residual income. Most likely around £10 million, more than William received from the Queen Mother. At the age of 30, he received £7 million from Diana. For what reason does he keep demanding more and more? In my opinion, that is clear. Reports indicate they shelled out more than £7 million to Sunshine Sachs PR. We just flushed more of our money down the toilet. William is not responsible for their financial situation. This, after causing so much disruption and anxiety already, the narcissist and the idiot were doing. I mean, just picture yourself asking to be partially included. Desire to pick and choose which events to have the British government pay for. And now they want to whine that they were forbidden to do it. There is a mental impairment in these two people. Maybe Meghan Markle has yelled at him, or maybe the army instructors did. Or maybe his mother just spoils him so he doesn't throw a fit in public. The status of victim has been elevated, my daughter informed me. This badge is popular, too. I doubt that he was scared of his brothers yelling, but even if he was, I wouldn't want a scared soldier covering my back if we were under attack. Perhaps it's true that he spent his time in the bunker playing video games, that his guards had to go fetch him food, that he had his own bathroom, that he posed for photos while playing the part of a soldier, and that he was never allowed to take his pilot's license exam. William and Charles, if they were shouting, would have to be stopped by the Queen, I imagine. Even if the Queen was present, I doubt everyone would be able to keep quiet. I read a long time ago that the Queen does not like arguments and conflict because she cannot handle them. During their honeymoon, when Philip became angry and shouted at the Queen, she locked herself in a room and refused to come out until he calmed down. From these facts, one can infer that Harry is not genuinely afraid but is, like Meghan Markle, playing the victim. Events that have been hidden from public view may eventually become known. Harry is not a victim. He is spoiled, stupid, lazy, cowardly, self-serving, self-centered, arrogant, irresponsible, and has less brain cells than my cat, who has one brain cell. Is that so? In your opinion, what do Harry and Meghan represent? Tell me what you think of this scheming duo in the comments. If you prefer my video now, don't be shy about liking it and sharing it with your loved ones who also enjoy it. In addition, if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more from UK Royal News Trend, be sure to hit that subscribe button. To conclude, I want to say thank you for watching, say farewell, and hope to see you in future videos.